Thank you for having us. We work at DCTV. DCTV was founded in 1972, so that's 53 years ago. And we work in the youth department at DCTV. And the youth department was started in 1977 because in 1977, New York City was going bankrupt. And when it went bankrupt, they dropped all art programming. So our founders, John and Keiko, decided to give back to the community and allow any New York City teenagers aged 13 to 24 to take free classes to learn media. So the youth media department has been around for 48 years, where we give cameras, editing equipment, anything they need to make a film, documentary. DCTV was founded as a documentary production house. We make films for HBO, Netflix, Discovery Channel. We've been nominated for 2 Academy Awards, won over 40 Emmys. But our department, the youth department, we give cameras to young people to tell their stories because we feel that everyone should have accessibility to media and to learn what media does. Doesn't mean that they have to become filmmakers. It's just for them to understand what media can do and how media manipulates us in society, especially in America. So we like to give our students cameras to tell their stories, and we teach them the proper way to tell a documentary. We guide them, we facilitate, we have a lot of discussions about what is a documentary, what is media, and so that's the core of our program. And our program is 3 years long, so it goes from beginner fellowship, we call it junior fellowship, intermediate, and senior fellowship. And then the last year, after they graduate, they can come back after university they choose to, and then we do 2 to 3 more years until they're 24. And all the classes, like I was saying earlier, are completely no cost to them. Did I miss anything?
No, except that we didn't introduce ourselves. Oh. we're both filmmakers and media educators, and you said it all. I think you said it all, but just adding on to what Johnny said in regards to, we teach young people how to make films, but we're really giving them the tools that they need so that they can amplify their voice, so they can decide on their own terms what stories need to be told, who are they going to represent in their community, what kind of things they want to advocate for in their community, and how they can create documentaries that's going to inspire dialogue, empathy, and drive change. I think you mentioned everything. The work that you're going to see today is going to be work from our students in our 3-year program. Some of them are first-time filmmakers.
They're all first-time filmmakers.
In this one, they're all first-time filmmakers. That means that we work with them perhaps maybe a semester, or maybe in our summer program for maybe 20 days to help them navigate through the process of making a film. We do not tell the students what themes to develop. We help them navigate through the whole process of making a film. And so we always tell them we help you facilitate, but we're not dictating. We're not telling you make a film about this, make a film about that. It's really about what you want to tackle in the exploration of the film. So
our whole program is about exploring. It's about them finding their voice and letting them know that their voice matters at a young age. The 3 films that you're going to see tonight, the first one was made in our fellowship program. Right after we just got back in 2023 after COVID, it was our first year back, full staff, and they made a film about them coming back and graduating high school and where their lives are going to go after high school. And they're all beginner filmmakers. The second film was just done in July in 16 days. They made the film in 16 days. It's just a short. It's part of a larger piece. And it was his first time shooting, editing, and he learned everything within 16 days. And then the third film is a beginner's film too. It was her first film, and she talks about mental health issues that she had. And she does it very artistically. Some people will say it's not a documentary, but I would challenge that when you watch it. It takes a different approach about what is a documentary, and it pushes the boundaries of how we see documentary, because we try to push our students on the visuals. And I think that's it. I'd rather you guys watch the films, and then we can have a little discussion afterwards about DCTV and the work that we do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Senior year of high school. 6 New York City high schoolers facing the end of adolescence. The ups and downs and the end of the beginning of our lives.
Okay, it says new updates to your application were posted on December 9th. Okay, oh my god. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to press this button. Really quick? No. Okay. Oh my god, I'm accepted! I felt a great amount of relief when I got into Bowdoin College. I knew where I would be going after the school year ended. The reality of leaving the city became clearer. I was going to college. It was settled. But in that same moment, something also changed inside of me, like a weight had been lifted from one place and set down in another. The stress I had felt towards getting into college, getting through high school, and dealing with schoolwork as a whole translated into everything else I spent my time doing. The city wasn't all I'd ever known, but it had always been a place I returned to whenever I left. In the moment I was accepted to college, I realized that the definitions of the components of my life that I had grown so accustomed to in my 17 years would be evolving, and I had no way of stopping them. As I've gotten closer to the end of the year and the beginning of college, I've started to grow more fearful of leaving everything in the city behind. In some ways, I wish that I could just have a little more of everything that I'm doing, just a little more time, just something that I could use to let go.
Oh god, I hate going to bed with cream on me.
Leaving means that when I come back, I'll be an outsider. I'll no longer be part of my family the way that I am now. They'll share moments without me, moments late at night, in the early morning. The little things, like watching new movies together, or going to music recitals, or sharing books, experimenting in the kitchen, visiting my grandparents, their birthdays and mine. And I'll share moments without them.
So I feel like my situation is different from other people. Usually other people are like, this is my dream school, I'm gonna get into it, and I like it because of this and that. Me, it's kind of just like I don't really mind.
We just take care of.
Yeah, the only things I'm really like focused on is probably diversity, money, obviously. There have been times where I feel like I haven't enjoyed or taken full advantage of my childhood because of the type of person that I am. I am a shy individual and I'm not good at socializing, so I would stay to myself instead of branching out and connecting with other people. This is why I'm slowly now starting to speak to more people and getting to know them better before I head off to college. My life will change after graduation because I will no longer be in my comfort zone. I won't be able to see my family as often as I usually see them. My entire life will completely change in so many ways, and I'm not so sure if I will be able to adapt to this new environment as quickly as I would wish to. I also wonder about possibly never seeing my friends that I see every day after we move on to this new chapter in our lives. My parents will be what I miss the most, especially my mother. She's like my best friend, and I do almost everything with her. My mother is like my backbone, so having to move on and be independent will probably take a big toll on me.
Okay, so I have a lot of college stuff going on. That's kind of complicated because I don't really know where I'm going for college as of right now. Even though I did commit to Bard, I don't know if I'm going there or not because I committed there, but I realized, me and my parents, we realized after we committed that we read the financial aid wrong. I'm not proud. I feel like I'm failing. Almost as if I'm lost. But I don't feel lost. Stuck, I suppose.
Yo.
My family and I made a financial commitment to pay for college, and because of that, we need to take out student loans. I'm confused. I haven't necessarily been the best with keeping up with my responsibilities as a high school student.
Phone away at 8 a.m. The 3 papers at 8 a.m. It's over. It's over. Oh my God.
Because I struggle with my time management a lot. And any misstep or time delay once I'm in college will cost not just me, but my family as well. And the fact that I currently struggle with staying on top of things when I'm simply just in high school is very worrisome. It makes me question if I'll be able to make it as an independent adult. I don't really want to, honestly. I don't think anybody really does. I don't think any person wants to be an adult, because every time they hear about it, they're like, oh my God, that sounds like so much work. And that's me, because it sounds like a lot of work and I do not want to do it. But, I mean, it's what it is.
Fuck!
Luca!
Shit, that sucks.
Oh my God.
That fucking sucks.
12,000 applicants for 695 spots.
Oh no.
This is amazing.
These last few months, I feel like I've been trying to do
So good.
all the things that I feel like I've been missing. Senior year is about exploring who you are. I want to have fun. I want to stay out late with my friends. This summer feels like the last moments of my childhood, and I don't want to let it slip away.
Wait, are you filming me?
Uh-huh.
Why?
For my film project.
Wait, why?
Because I got to get you in it.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh. As I get ready to go off to college, I feel like the blinds are starting to come off. I feel like I'm starting to become more aware of how my relationships are going to change. The thing that really scares me is losing the relationships I have with my parents and my sister. I'm not going to be around all the time, and it's going to get a lot harder to maintain the relationships I have with them. I'm terrified that they're going to move on and I'm going to move on, and we're going to grow in separate directions. And I'm scared that the moments that are so special to me now are not going to mean as much when I get older.
It was posted. We are opening it.
Yay! Woo! We did it!
Thank
Call
God.
mommy.
That was so stressful.
Senior year has felt like a surreal experience. Getting into college was shocking, but also very exciting. And I'm very proud of the work that I've put in the last 2 years of high school. However, sometimes I feel caught up in it. School feels extremely worn out, but also extremely comfortable and safe. I've been going to the same school since I was 12, and now that I'm 18, I'm ready to leave the stark white hallways behind. I appreciate all the joy and connection that my school has brought to me, but I also realize that staying in the same place has made me yearn to grow to a new place where I can meet new people. I love the independence and growth that my adolescence has allowed me. I like to take risks in safe situations. Over the past 2 years, I've explored new hobbies. I found myself drifting from my old friends, realizing that they aren't so similar to me. I hope to seek out new friends who share my passion and interests in the rest of my life. Although these connections have faded over the years, I will always be grateful to my friends. They have helped me to see new sides of myself and to learn. I think that I'm going to miss how high school feels. But I really don't think I want any more of high school. And I know my friends and family will be there for me even when I'm in college. But they won't be right there for me. But I'm ready for the next chapter in the great adventure of my life.
I've decided to take a gap year because when I was applying, I didn't really know what I was doing, and now I feel like I know, but it's too late now, so. I have been feeling uncertain about how my life will change after I graduate. I am bracing myself even if I don't know what will happen. I know a big shift is coming, and I'm starting to process this transition by making little decisions in my head. I don't say them out loud because I'm still unsure about them, and I feel like it helped me find where I am within this process. I'm not sure if I'm leaving the city. I don't know how things will change because I haven't made a decision about going to school yet. I feel down because I want to do certain things, but something in my mind is stopping me, and it fills me with regret. I want to be better at making big decisions and thinking them through, and also listening to my gut. I sometimes feel like I ignore myself and try not to think about the future, but I should acknowledge it more because it's nagging me. The future is hard to think about, and it is also scary. I don't like to confront the future, but at the same time, I can't ignore it, and it's constantly lurking in the back of my mind.
Our last day at the school. A different person. What is a person? You wanna be a person. You don't know how to be a person to the person.
I don't look like my family. I used to be oblivious to it when I was younger, but now it's far more clear. I don't look like my family. I wonder if it's just me, or if every biracial kid feels like an outsider in their own home. I talked to my sister about it, and she doesn't understand. Maybe that's because she gets You're So Beautiful, and I get Cut Your Hair.
Yes, of course I can read for you.
Mother's Day 2009.
Say Mommy.
And
Marley and Abu Shisha racing.
I remember having this dream that I was trying to speak, and every time I tried to, I started vomiting the color blue. I remembered the body contained chakras. The throat chakra is the voice. And once that chakra is interactive, it means you don't express yourself like you should. You're very closed. Maybe I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, friends, but you were most into your art. Anybody could draw or anybody could color, but it's not a passion thing. You look like you really wanted to do that. You couldn't take your father leaving. You wanted a family. So when he left, that's when you changed. You were very close to him, and he was very close to you. I told you, Mom and Dad cannot be together no more. You know, people change, like change. But you felt it was my fault that he left. My fault that he left.
Those who may have never experienced depression probably don't understand the heaviness you feel in your chest. It feels like you're drowning inside of yourself. You feel lost, worthless, but at the same time, you almost feel nothing because you feel everything. I used to believe I was crazy, delusional, slow. I listened to outside voices and it threw me off balance. I was afraid of people finding out I was all those things because I believed in them. I would draw these drawings that I couldn't understand. I would write sadness onto paper, but people wouldn't get to see that side of me because I was a person with potential. There was a time I was awake till 7 in the morning, every day for months, thinking about what seemed like everything I ever thought. And suddenly I was in the spinning room, leading to the kitchen. I searched for the sharpest knife in the drawer, then cut into my stressors. I gave up. When I paint, I can put my thoughts into this separate world, and it's very helpful for me because it's kind of like I'm sitting outside of everything and just viewing it from a distance, not really having to deal with it in a physical aspect. Unfortunately, my depression comes and goes, but I can say I know how to tame it now. It doesn't have to be who I am.
I don't know, are we going to ask questions in the panel or now? You want us to know about our process?
Well, you mean from me specifically? No, I mean, after this, now you can just maybe talk something about these specific movies.
Okay.
And we are going to have a panel afterwards.
Okay.
We like the audience to ask questions, so we can
or
answer.
impressions of what you thought. I mean, we're very holistic in our approach to documentary filmmaking. Again, we believe our mission is to give the young people a voice. I can't tell them, I can't make their films for them. I can't tell their stories. We feel like, especially in the States, you know, other people always tell other groups' stories, and we feel like sometimes it's important that that group tells their stories. You know, all through Hollywood history, you see Hollywood telling the stories of African Americans or Latinos or women, and we feel that they should tell their stories. That's why we're giving them the skill sets to be able to tell the stories that they want to tell. You know, for me, you know, some of my students, I don't care if they become filmmakers. I just want them to be able to express themselves and to have that voice and know that their voice matters within our societies, and to learn how to advocate for their community, or, you know, their parents or their neighbors or whoever they feel like needs that to be advocated for themselves.
A lot of times young people watch films made by adults. All our young people out here, think about the last time you watched something that was made by a peer. And so at DCTV, we always ask them, oh yeah, I don't think about that. How I'm watching things made by adults, and this is their opportunity to tell their story the way they want to, with the perspective that they want to. I see that there was a question.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think you opened such a safe space for the people to discover themselves. What strikes me from what I saw was the beauty of each one of them, and but also the vulnerability and like how they open up. It almost feels like diary setting, and I understood that all of these films, they are made like 22, 23 or so I was wondering about the pandemic, like how you worked with the people during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well,
during the pandemic, we did make a film called COVID Diaries NYC, and it's on HBO Max. Our students made it. It's 100% made by teenagers aged 15 to 21. But during COVID, we shut down, New York City shut down March 13th, 2020. we were back up online March 14th, 2020. We did not miss a beat. We made over 200, 300 films within 2020 to 2021.
We wanted to give first of all, we didn't know what was happening, right?
We just wanted to give the young people an outlet to make films, so we never shut down. We kept going all through COVID.
And we also wanted to help teachers because we also take our programming into the schools in an after-school setting, and we wanted to help teachers navigate through online learning. A lot of teachers just didn't have the know-how, and so we were like, okay, let's have a safe space, a brave space where young people can help each other out. We can talk about what's happening on a daily. And it was diaries every day. We even did our own diaries.
We did diaries, we did prompts. Yes. That was the only time during COVID that we were like, we gave them exercises. We gave them small little prompts to talk about things that they wanted to talk about. And during COVID, it was more of a session. We did like mental health breaks.
Holding space.
We hold in space. And we worked right through it. So we made a film. We have enough to make 2 films of material from COVID. If you come to the Academy tomorrow where we're speaking, we're going to show a segment that we didn't show last time we showed. We're going to show a segment by Arlette. But we worked all through COVID. I did not have a break. I would ride my bike through the city carrying computers on my back and cameras to all my students, you know.
And I made house calls. So instead of doctor, I was the technician. And I had my mask on, and I went to, if they didn't have a computer or they needed help with their computer, I would help set up their computer. And then, you know, we would go back and have our program online. But what we discovered when we were online is that we just being together in that space and then giving them a routine, students were like, okay, I have something to do. I'm going to go and film something. I have a goal here. I want to tell this story, and every day I'm going to film a little bit and a little bit, and that was helpful for them. That was helpful for us. And I think that was like the silver lining, if you will, with COVID.
Like I was saying, our program is very holistic. It's very student-centered in the sense of the students tell us what they want to learn. And every year is a different year because we get different students. So they'll come in the door and say, Johnny, Jesse, we want to learn this. And we gear the program individually. So each kid gets a group experience, but then they get an individual experience in our program.
With 2023, these are all seniors, of course, and they're, oh my gosh.
All over the map.
All over, you know, have a lot of activities, there's a lot of things happening, but they said that making this film was therapeutic for them. Because not only did we actually sat down and just talk about life and the transition and what they're feeling and how to, like, sometimes when you can't articulate, you're using the medium, right, to express what you can articulate. And I thought that was so beautiful from them, is being able to capture those moments, being able to maybe take a camera and talk to the family and capture those moments that, you know, that are so special. But definitely for them, they were able to just capture that moment. And now when they look back at it, some of them are like, oh my gosh, I could have changed this. You know, as filmmakers, I could have changed this, I could have done this, I could have done that. But I think the growth, to see the growth from them is amazing. And Julius, the last one, he's actually an assistant teacher with DCTV. And so we take a lot of our students that they go to college. Most of our students that want to go to film school or communications, they get into the first and second choice. And those that are in the city, they come back and they teach with us, and we train them how to teach in our summer programming.
Yeah.
So it's like a full circle.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for excellent lecture and presentation of your work. I'm Ilmari from Finland, and we're working with a Finnish-American co-production on artificial intelligence. And we are reaching for young audience with our miniseries. And my question is really easy, and it's just a warm-up question. How has social media and mobile phones affected your mission and ways of working?
Ooh, good question.
That's interesting because
go ahead. No, go.
The students, the young filmmakers, they made a film about that, about how social media, what it's doing to their generation. but like, what are the things that they can do to combat what's happening, right? A lot of times, young people, and I could be wrong, but they're telling me this. They're on the phone. And because of that, and because of COVID, there's been like lack of socialization. And so then when you go out into the world, sometimes young people are a little bit hesitant to reach out to someone and have a conversation, look into the eyes of someone. That's what they're telling us.
Yeah, but we're also starting now we know we have to use AI, so we're going to teach them how to use it properly as an assistant. I mean, they're all using it, but we want to teach them how to use it properly. But we're also, we're trying to also show them that you don't always have to pick up the phone. I mean, the phone has democratized filmmaking in the sense of anyone can make a film nowadays. You don't need to go to film school. Film school is more about meeting other filmmakers, making a community. Go ahead.
So, thank you. What would it mean to keep the genre of documentary alive?
What would it mean to keep?
I think it's important in terms of preserving, right? Like from a historical archival sense, to be able to preserve stories. And our mission at DCTV is really giving the tools to people that perhaps wouldn't have an opportunity to tell their stories and not be left out of history. A lot of times people of color, people from different communities that don't have that access, I think it's important to have those tools and authentically and ethically create documentary, and that's going to preserve that. So I think it's very important to have documentary and also bring in other elements. You don't have to have like a documentary in the traditional sense that a lot of people think about documentary. You can have elements, as you can see here, of fiction, experimental film. I think that's how we get our young filmmakers excited. They're bringing in all different elements from different genres.
Yeah. Yes.
Question? Last question, I guess. Thank you so much. I'm really jealous of the teenagers that are in your program. Felt really motivated. You were talking about getting the films out to the media, and also about just now about the community that you're trying to build. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more and explain how you do it?
Well, our students, whenever they make a film, all of our films get submitted to film festivals. We've had a few films go into Tribeca Film Festival that won the audience award at Sundance. So we submit every film festival on their behalf. They don't pay for it, but they get the prize money. So because we believe that their work should be shown. You make something, you show it. So we really push their films. The way we get into communities, social media, knocking on doors, going to schools. We have a after-school program for our high school students where we go to the school and we provide the teacher, we provide the equipment. All they have to do is provide the students, and it's free or very low cost.
Yeah, all of our programming is free for our students.
Before the pandemic, we saw 1,500 students per year or more. A year. Now it's a little less because it's a transition period right now because of COVID. But we do a lot of knocking on the doors and emailing people and trying to also build community by partnering with people in New York City, in other states. We do a lot of international trips where our students go overseas we've been to China, Mexico, Russia, you name it, England. We went on the Peace Boat around the world to make a film.
Latvia.
But we're open for all kinds of partnerships because we believe, again, when we say community, it might be New York, it might be a neighborhood in New York, but also a larger community. Our students do a lot of Zooming and meeting other filmmakers. We just believe in the idea of media should be for everybody. Everyone has a voice, and that voice matters.
And our students also curate an international documentary film festival. And
called DocuJam.
It's called DocuJam, and we get submissions from all over the world. For young people ages,
13 to 22.
22.
But we're also, I think, again, for us, it's about spreading the idea of, instead of adults making films about young people. Let the young people make films, because, you know, I'm in a certain generation. It's time to pass that baton to young people and say, you know what, you make the film. You know, I'm so tired of, like, in America, Hollywood, our directors don't like to pass the baton. It's time that we pass the baton to the next generation and let them have their voice and let them speak.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think when I watch these films, like 2023 always gets me. I get teary-eyed the last few times I watch it, because I just see their growth as young people from that age where they're at now. You know, now they're 19, 20 years old. And I'm just like, wow, they've really grown, because they picked up a camera, and that camera gave them the power to have a voice. And that voice has moved them on to, you know, like Julius is now in college. Other ones are activists and doing really good social justice work around the world, because they were able to pick up a camera and realize that their voice matters within our society.
Absolutely. I think it's special for them to have this opportunity to be able to advocate for the things that they want and to see themselves. It does something once you see yourself on a screen, and we always tell them that we value. Young people have value, and I think a lot of times they don't hear that. Like saying, I value what you have to say. Especially teenagers, yes, especially right? And so it's important. How do we support is all our filmmakers that are here, support a young person. I think it's great to co-create with a young person and mentor them and say, you know, we have relationships with people. One of our students is 37 years old, for heaven's sakes, and we still know them.
My oldest student right now is 37.
37 years old.
But also the great thing about it is we build trust. The moment they walk in through our doors, that first day they get a camera. They get a $2,000 camera to take home. And I've had kids say, you trust me already? You don't even know me. I was like, I trust you. Don't worry. Just take it. Here's the camera. Right. You do what you need to do. It's not mine. It's for you. It's your tool. Make a story. That moment they walk through our door, all barriers are dropped. We trust them for who they are. You walk through that door at DCTV, you're going to get a service. You're either going to get a camera, you're going to get food, you're going to get mentor, you're going to get whatever you need to become a working filmmaker or a good citizen, however you want to take it.
The only thing that we ask them is to, once they come on board and make the commitment, and they know that we're going to ask them to dig deep. And that means like really not on the surface, but really challenge what their story. Okay, you want to tell a story about this? All right, let's go deep with the story.
Explore. We want them to explore the art of filmmaking and what it can do.